I was learned at a very young age that if you want to know the truth, then just follow the money. But I was also warned to be prepared for whatever it was that I found, because the truth isn't always what it's cracked up to be, and usually the complete opposite of what we had expected, or at least expected based on the lies that we were being told all along. And it seems that what we're being told right now is that the money is changing. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? And if so, depending on which outcome we find we are all presented with at the end of our hunt, which end of the stick will we end up with? Or is it all just another game being played to keep us in the dark, confused and distracted from what is really happening and going on behind the curtain? Americans are exhausting their excess savings and could run out of funds in less than a month. A BRICS currency replacing the dollar in China and India become allies. President Biden will host leaders of 2 Asian nations and present a united front as host at Camp David Summit. Japan, South Korea, China dealings, and get ready and prepare. BRICS de-dollarization begins with oil and gas, as America's richest 10% are responsible for 40% of its planet heating pollution. Meanwhile, mortgage rates soar to their highest level in 21 years, soon to reach 8%. The crypto market suffers and plummets $1 billion USD in liquidations as Bitcoin slumps and abruptly tumbles as much as 9%. Just as a leading index for economy falls for 16th month in a row before a recession, and remote workers are fired for low keystroke activity. That and so much more that has been happening and breaking overnight. My intent in this short video is to get you all caught up on the latest and most important events unfolding right now around the country and the world. These happenings most likely to affect us all in some way, whether it happens to be an impact to our income, savings, retirement, and nest eggs, investment, 401k portfolios, stocks, crypto, and real estate, or the finite future of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency, banks becoming unionized, the introduction of central bank digital currency after the rollout of the FedNow system, and ISO 20022 paving the way for a government-controlled CBDC as we begin the slow but deliberate shift and conversion of the United States becoming a whole new country that would likely scrap the Constitution and adopt a whole new one world totalitarian rule over its citizens. Our money, our health, our minds, our bodies, and ultimately our entire lives. Plus, make sure you stay and watch until the end, because I have some very, very important information about Ripple Labs XRP that you're not going to want to miss. As always, I'm your host, Kevin. That's Kevin in all caps, youtube.com/@Kevin247. And you can even speak into your TV or cable box remote or ask for me by name on Apple TV or Fire with Alexa. Just say YouTube, Kevin247, or YouTube, Kevin Prepper. Either one of those should pull up my channel and take you to my latest and most popular uploads. Please hit that like button and join our community by subscribing to my channel and turning on notifications and alerts. This not only lets YouTube know that you like, enjoy, and receive value from my content, but it also makes sure you are the first to know when my latest videos are published and upcoming live streams and premieres are scheduled as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please stick with me here, because we are going to move through these breaking news and important topics quickly. Starting off with President Biden's plans to cement a newly fortified 3-way alliance with Japan and South Korea during a landmark summit at Camp David today, bridging generations of friction between the 2 Asian powers to forge mutual security arrangements in the face of an increasingly assertive China. And while the United States has long been allied with Japan and South Korea individually, historic animosities between Tokyo and Seoul, stemming most acutely from Japan's 350-year occupation of the Korean Peninsula, have frustrated American efforts to knit the 3 into a cohesive partnership. What we are likely to expect is the following, and I quote, "What you will see on Friday is a very ambitious set of initiatives that seek to lock in trilateral engagement both now and into the future." And this is from the president's coordinator for Indo-Pacific Affairs, Kurt Campbell. And he added that you will see it across many sectors, in the security realm, in the technology and education realm, end quote. So Biden administration officials said the leaders would sign off on a formal commitment. This pledge would not go as far as the NATO treaty's Article 5, which obligates allies to take action in the event of an attack on any member, but it would reinforce the expectation that the three would act in tandem. The three will also bolster cooperation on ballistic missile defense, expand annual three-way military exercises, and develop a framework for security assistance in Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands. In addition to the leaders' commitment to annual meetings of the three countries, there were discussions relating to Japan and the country's unwillingness to join a compact that the United States and South Korea agreed to create, thus bringing Seoul into Washington's strategic planning for the use of nuclear weapons in times of conflict. So the nuclear consultative group that Biden and Mr. Yoon decided to form was intended to coordinate military responses to North Korea, and Washington vowed, and I quote, to make every effort to consult with Seoul before using nuclear weapons to retaliate against the North. And this particular New York Times article pointed out that Japan is the only country ever to have nuclear weapons used against it. Still, China has made clear its displeasure about the convergence between the three countries, seeing it as more proof that the United States is plotting to contain its rise. Just as Watcher Guru published BRICS, de-dollarization begins with oil and gas, bringing to light the recent changes in global events indicate that BRICS could weaponize oil and gas to benefit native currencies. And BRICS kickstarted the de-dollarization efforts by setting oil and gas trade with local currencies and not the US dollar. The alliance is looking to throttle the US dollar with the most commonly used commodity in the world, oil and gas. Therefore, the race towards currency supremacy continues to heat up just days before the upcoming BRICS Summit in Johannesburg. And those who control the oil supply control a major chunk of the global trade. BRICS is looking to end dependency on the US dollar by convincing other countries to pay in local currencies. In addition, the alliance is also convincing oil-producing nations to join the bloc and challenge the US's dominance. And Fortune stated, the top economist who named the group says, a BRICS currency replacing the dollar is a ridiculous idea. Well, that is unless China and India become allies. So you're saying there's a chance. And in their push to dethrone the US dollar as the world's largest reserve currency, the BRICS nations consisting of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa have been taking up the idea of a common currency for years. The push for de-dollarization among BRICS nations has heated up since the war in Ukraine began, as crippling Western sanctions on Russia were enabled by the dollar's dominance. And despite the ongoing talk of de-dollarization, nearly 60% of global currency reserves were held in US dollars in 2022, and 88% of international transactions used the dollar, according to IMF data. So the question still remains, is there an immediate threat to the dollar? Well, Dylan Kremer, co-chief investment officer at Certuity, which manages nearly $4 billion in assets, said there's no immediate threat to the dollar over the next 10 years. And any threat to the dollar or competitor to the dollar would be a slower moving kind of snowball effect. And one of the main reasons supporting this theory is based on the unhealthy relationship between China and India, which is one of the main reasons a BRICS common currency is so unlikely. And the rivalry between China and India is so huge and so old that it goes beyond economics in many ways. The story is still unfolding, and I will continue to keep an eye on it for us all. The BRICS nations will meet for their 15th annual summit next week, and if you would like a follow-up and recap to that meeting, just let me know. Drop a comment down below, and if there's enough interest in that topic, then I'll be sure to make that video. And the upcoming BRICS Summit is sure to produce a list of the world's wealthiest in attendance, excluding any Americans, of course. And despite talks and good faith initiatives, the richest people on the planet rarely are concerned with their impact on the world, albeit negative. With the latest figures and calculations concluding where 40% of the planet's heating pollution comes from. And if you want to take a guess on the source, I'll give you guys a hint. It ain't coming from cow farts. Nah, you guys guessed it. That's right. America's richest 10% are officially responsible for 40% of planet heating pollution. So think luxury private jets that will be fueling up and taxiing on runways and traveling through the skies and all around the world to meet up in Johannesburg. The same Gulfstream sky yachts like the one Oprah Winfrey owns and operates on her many trips to South Africa. That one cost a cool 75 mil for her brand new G650. Capable of reaching a top speed of 610 miles per hour or just under Mach 1 at Mach 0.925, which is hardly impressive to folks like Captain Pete Mitchell. And Oprah's premium jet, which is one of the most exclusive private jets in the world, has an amazing fuel range of 7,000 nautical miles while offering a quieter, roomier cabin loaded with advanced technology and adaptability. I mean, in that thing, she pretty much flies higher than weather. And although I don't have the exact figures on Oprah Winfrey's private Gulfstream jet pollution output, Luxury Launches shared the carbon footprint for a similar multi-million-dollar private jet owned by Facebook founder and head of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg. And as of late, Zuckerberg's jet, a Gulfstream G650, made at least 28 trips over the span of about 2 months, burning at least $158,448 worth of jet fuel, which I doubt that number is adjusted or accounts for inflation, while emitting more than 253 tons of carbon. And all that in just about 60 days. So just to put that into perspective, the average carbon footprint in the US, according to Perch Energy, which is an alternative energy company that shares their mission found on their About Us section of their company website, that, and I quote, "We help people protect the planet by making cleaner energy options more accessible, more affordable, and more equitable for all." The average carbon footprint in the US is 16 tons. So that means over the course of a year, the average American emits 16 tons of greenhouse gases, mainly carbon dioxide and methane, into the atmosphere by directly and indirectly consuming fossil fuels. And the likes of Oprah Winfrey and Mark Zuckerberg jet setting around the world in their multi-million-dollar bespoke luxury private jet quarters, cruising comfortably above 30,000 feet, are outputting some nearly 16 times that of the average person per year in only 2 months. It's really crazy when you think about it, right? But it is all pretty much a drop in the bucket because they honestly look like they're poor in comparison to Prince Al Walid bin Talal. The Saudi prince has an Airbus A380 that's way up there in the price range at over $500 million. Yep, 502 million to be exact, crowning him the owner of the world's most expensive private jet in the world. Al Walid bin Talal Al Saud is a Saudi Arabian billionaire, businessman, investor, philanthropist, and royal. And he was listed on Time Magazine's Time 100, an annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world back in 2008, and currently ranks on Bloomberg's billionaire index list, coming in at number 117. With a net worth of just over $15 billion, which is actually down some $568 million year to date, and falling in line between Charlene de Carvalho Heineken at number 116 on the list and Stan Kroenke number 118. Kroenke is an American billionaire businessman, and he is the owner of Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, which is the holding company of Arsenal FC of the Premier League and Arsenal WFC of the WSL, the Los Angeles Rams of the NFL, Denver Nuggets of the NBA, Colorado Avalanche of the NHL, Colorado Rapids of Major League Soccer, Colorado Mammoth of the National Lacrosse League, the Los Angeles Gladiators of the Overwatch League, and the Los Angeles Guerrillas of the Call of Duty League. And I can pretty much guarantee that none of these folks on the list, even Sergei Popov, who ranks 499th runner-up with a net worth of a little over $5 billion, none of them will ever have to worry about running out of money in savings. But we do, because Business Insider revealed Americans are exhausting their savings and could run out of funds this quarter. Duly noted that Americans are exhausting their pandemic savings and could run out of funds by the end of the third quarter, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, highlighting that excess savings refer to the difference between actual savings and the pre-recession trend. And as of June, Fed estimates show that U.S. households held less than $190 billion of aggregate excess savings, and I quote, "There is considerable uncertainty in the outlook, but we estimate that these excess savings are likely to be depleted during the third quarter of 2023. And this is according to Fed Researcher, okay? And they added that Government data showed consumers were spending beyond their means during the last quarter of 2022 and the first quarter of 2023. Quote, the Bureau of Economic Analysis recently revised its previous estimates to show household disposable income was lower and personal consumption was higher than previously reported for the fourth quarter of 2022 and the first quarter of 2023. And the combined revisions brought down the Bureau's measure of aggregate personal savings by more than $50 billion. End quote. Insider wrote that the downbeat forecast comes as Americans prop up the economy through their strong spending habits, helping temper fears that the U.S. could slip into a recession. But dwindling savings could pose challenges for the U.S. economy, given consumer spending is a key engine of growth. And that in one sign of falling savings, Americans are using their credit cards more, racking up nearly $1 trillion of such debt is what the Fed data has shown. So, folks, as promised, important information about Ripple Labs and new crypto updates from XRP. And I do want to thank you all for sticking with me through this video and absorbing all this information as well as engaging in the comments too. I really do appreciate you guys and thank you for hitting the like button and welcome all new subscribers. Please pay close attention to what I have for you next because if you want to become a millionaire and are thinking XRP is the way to go, then you're going to want to know just how much XRP you'll need to be rich. And as a disclaimer, this content is informational and should not be considered financial advice. As always, you are encouraged to do thorough research before making any investment decisions. I, myself, nor my channel or any other affiliations with Kevin are not responsible for any financial losses or gains. And while XRP's potential to register substantial surges does not go unnoticed, recent XRP price projections have triggered speculations of possible massive returns. So get ready to unleash the power of XRP, your ticket to million-dollar dreams. And so for all the crypto enthusiasts watching, I got a question for you guys. Are you ready to dive into the world of digital riches? Let's ride the waves of XRP, the asset that's been making headlines with its epic rally and jaw-dropping potential. XRP's triumph over resistance. Whoa. Did you catch the adrenaline-pumping victory dance that XRP pulled off after the sweet Ripple case verdict? The market buzz is real, my friends. While some naysayers are trying to rain on the parade, true believers know that XRP's journey to the moon is just getting started. We're finally beginning to see them unlocking the treasure chest. Have you ever wondered how to turn your humble crypto stash into $1 million jackpot? Well, hold on tight because I'm about to unveil some incredible forecasts that'll leave you on the edge of your seat. So brace yourselves because the legendary analyst CoinsKid dropped a bomb last month. He's forecasting XRP soaring to $3.70. By connecting the dots through historical data, he's got the formula to make it rain profits. With just 270,270 XRP tokens, you could be counting those million-dollar bills. Touted by some as investors' paradise at current prices, so hold up, crypto warriors, because right now at the sizzling price of 63 cents, you can snag those 270,270 tokens for a mere $170,270. And just imagine turning that into a whopping 1 million. Talk about making your dreams come true, all while sipping your morning coffee. And if we so happen to see the $5 dream, well, the Crypto Dreamweavers surveyed the pros, and guess what? XRP hitting $5 is not a far-fetched fantasy. The path might be bumpy, but hey, nothing great was ever achieved without a little sweat, right? To lock in that $1 million magic, you'll need 200,000 XRP tokens, and they're all yours for just $126,000 today. Enter Crypto Caesar. So hold on to your digital hats, folks, because Crypto Caesar just dropped a bombshell. With XRP hitting $10, a sky-high 1,478% jump, you could be basking in the glory of your $1 million success story, making a Caesar-worthy move and grabbing 10,000 XRP tokens for just $63,000 right now. Now, we all know that nobody has a crystal ball, and just 2 months ago, the chart whisperer eGrag saw what we couldn't. XRP was in accumulation mode, and guess what's next? A monumental rally to $50. With 20,000 XRP tokens hitting that price, you'd be holding a $1 million treasure in today's price, only $12,600, and you could ride the waves of fortune. Next up, Torpedo's $100 splash. So hold on to your moon boots because XRP community superstar Shannon Thorpe is making waves. With untapped utility in its arsenal, XRP charging to $100 isn't just a dream, it's a possibility. Grab your 10,000 XRP tokens for a jaw-dropping $6,300, and who knows, you might be the next crypto millionaire in your town. Sprinkle in a dash of skepticism, but hey, crypto champions know it's time for a reality check. While these forecasts are electrifying, remember that even unicorns need to deal with rain sometimes. Embrace the excitement, but keep a healthy dose of skepticism in your back pocket. And here's the fine print. A gentle reminder, folks, these are all mathematical calculations from your friendly info dispensing bots, not financial advisors, and this roller coaster ride is a personal choice, so make sure to do your own research before jumping on board. The views in this electrifying video are just that, views, so stay sharp, stay informed, and let's ride the waves of crypto magic together. Thank you all for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this experience, were well informed, educated, and received lots of value from this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to reading all your comments and plan to bring you another update very, very soon. I hope that you all have a great and fantastic and amazing day.